Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's second video, doing JMA Friday for today's second video. So as was on a Friday, we're having a look at the weather for the month ahead with the Japanese CFS B2 models. And I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say back first, the video release there our 6 AM UK weather forecast, got 10 to 14 there with all operator features coming to you later on this afternoon. And then we shall be live at 10:30 with the pub run. So I shall see you a little bit later on maybe for that one. As I say, please like, share and subscribe. Please like, share and subscribe on all today's videos and content. And thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Hold on. So, sorry, everybody. Right, let's start off then with the week 1 500 millibar height anomally from the Arctic and North Pole view down from the JMA. So this is the North Pole just here. We've got the wider Arctic Circle around there, and then the latitudes are through there. Blue is extrapolating to below, average height is low pressure, yellow, orange and red to above, average height is high pressure. These are broken down into week periods. The first week period is going to take us from the 9th through to 16th of February. So the next week is unsettled with low pressure in from the Atlantic, generally a little bit on a southerly track. We have got some blocking up to the north. That keeps things pretty cold for Scotland, but for the rest of the country, generally mild with the air coming in from off the Atlantic. Week 2 will be the 16th to the 23rd of February. High pressure strengthening to the north, blocking area of high pressure strengthening there, starting to keep this low pressure more at bay and potentially bring in the winds from a colder easterly direction. So that could be a drier, colder week there from 16th to 23rd of February. And then week 3 and 4 will take us from the 23rd of February to 7th of March, blocking still around Greenland and Iceland, but low pressure coming back in from off the Atlantic underneath it. So again, could be cold into Scotland there, but otherwise similar to the setup this week, just unsettled and probably relatively mild into more southern parts of the country. This is the tropical and mid-latitude view, so we can't see the Arctic, Greenland, Iceland, Scandinavia, all those off the chart up here. We're in the top right-hand corner of the chart as you're looking at it. Reminder of week 1, 500 millibar height anomaly with the below average heights to our south and some blocking up to the north. So the temperature anomaly in the week ahead is close to average, a little bit above for the south, slightly below maybe for the north. Not overly cold, and precipitation wise it looks like it's drier to our north and wetter to our south with near normal precipitation elsewhere. Week 2 is going to be the 16th to 23rd of February with that area of high pressure to the north probably bringing in the wind from more of an easterly direction. The temperature anomaly though is only average, so not overly cold there despite the blocking signal, and precipitation wise it looks most unsettled to our south and drier to the north. So again, we've got a battle going on here between that blocking area of high pressure to the north and low pressure in the Atlantic. And then weeks 3 and 4 will take us to the 23rd of February, 7th of March with low pressure back in from off the Atlantic, coming up against high pressure that's centred up here. Temperature anomaly, again, is average, although notice ourselves it's very mild, so most parts of Spain, Portugal, France, and even into the continent are going much milder there into the end of February and the beginning of March. And it's also a wetter week as well, with the Atlantic seemingly winning the battle there and turning wetter. Not much in the way of cold weather next month with JMA. Let's see how the CFS is comparing. Again, these are 500 millibar height anomalies broken down into week periods. The first week period takes from the 9th to 15th of February. The next week looking very unsettled with low pressure dominating weather across the UK and into the Western Europe as well. Week 2, good agreement with the JMA and CFS, is 16th, 22nd of February, blocking area of high pressure strengthening around Iceland and Greenland, low pressure underneath it, probably bringing in a wind from more of an easterly direction. Could be some cold potential with that. Week 3 is going to be the 23rd of February to the 29th. Low pressure then comes back northwards again. That looks very unsettled once more. That gets wind back in from the southwest, probably, especially to the south. And then week 4 has some cold potential. This is the 1st to the 7th of March. We get into mid-tropical spring. We push that trough eastwards finally. The high pressure blocking around Greenland and Iceland should start to get wind into a much colder northerly or northeasterly there. So right on cue, we get into mid-industrial spring and winter gets going. Okay, let's have a look at the temperature anomalies there. Week 1, 9th to the 15th, actually milder than average for England and Wales. In fact, most areas mild on average, very cold again across much of northern Europe, but we're keeping that at bay, and we have above average temperatures. Week 2 is the 16th to 22nd of February, also with above average temperatures. Week 3 is going to be the 23rd to 29th of February. That one's slightly above average for temperatures. And then week 4 looks like it's starting to go a little bit colder there. It's the 1st to the 7th of March. Slightly colder than average, if anything. Precipitation-wise, week 1 looking very wet. It's the 9th to 15th of February with substantially above average precipitation. Going drier into week 2, which is the 16th, 22nd of February, dry to our north, wetter to our south. I have to say, that second week, both with the JMA and the CFS, I think does have cold potential. Both models are not showing any cold conditions, any cold temperatures, anomalies. I think it depends how strong that block is, but if the wind does get into the east, it might not be a particularly cold easterly, depends how much cold there is on the continent. But I do think that could be a colder week, actually, there, from the 16th, 22nd of February. Then it goes wetter again into week 3, which is the 23rd, 29th of February. That's a milder, wetter week. Then finally we get through to the first week of March, the 1st through to the 7th. And it's wetter than average to our south and southwest, drier than average to our north and northwest. Okay, so pretty clear trends, I think. It certainly looks like week 1 it's going to be very unsettled and reasonably mild as well, away from the far north of Scotland anyway. Plenty more rain to come. Possibly a bit of a drier, colder weather as we get into the 3rd week of February. And then we're back to wet weather again for the final week of the month. And there might be a little bit of a hint here of something much colder, potentially after the sudden stratospheric warrior event starting to set up into the beginning of March. Because that's 4 weeks where it's a long way off. And before then, there's no signal for anything particularly cold that we might get a cooler or colder dry into the 3rd week of the month. Remember, just a snapshot of what the model wants to show today, so it could look completely different. We'll do JMA Friday again next week. Any forecast on 5-7 days, because with big health warnings and large pictures of start attached. We're going to be back shortly with the 10 to 14 there, which will include all operating features, so come back for that then. But for JMA Friday this week, that's all now, and thanks for watching.